It is finally official. I've got a new job. Well, kinda. If any of my students are watching, I am not leaving my job. Don't worry, stop panicking. I just have a title change. So it's now Outdoor Adventures and Student Development, which is pretty cool because I've been doing student development for like 3 or 4 years now. It's just never been an actual part of my job. And I think student development is a little bit of a misnomer because a lot of people assume that student development is just for students, and I don't blame you. It's called student development. But all student development is a combination of personal and professional development, and everyone could use personal and professional development. You know those middle-aged ladies that go to Target just to yell at managers, the Karens of the world? They have terrible conflict resolution skills. My students have better conflict resolution skills than those people. So it's not just a student thing. Everyone can benefit from personal and professional development. So what does a job in student development mean? For me, it comes down to my student development philosophy, and there's 2 different pathways when it comes to my student development philosophy. The first pathway is a programmatic approach. The resume madness, the mock interviews, the leadership teams. Those are all things that we do, that you come to, and then you take skills away from it. Those are programs that you just participate in. The other approach is just things that we put into your job. The National Association of Colleges and Employers, NACE, has a list of transferable skills that they put out every year after they get data back from the top employers all over the country. And these employers say that, hey, these are the top skills that we want from our employees. So it's my job to take those skills and implement them into my students' jobs. So how are we getting teamwork? How are we getting leadership out of every single position? My job basically boils down into assessing those transferable skills, planning new ones, implementing it, and then reassessing it. It's a constant cycle of how we can give our students better tools for them to succeed in the future. Because that's what I care about. I don't care about my student being the best climbing wall staff member. They're gonna do that for an average of 2 years. I want them to be the best at whatever they're going into. It's more than likely not working a climbing wall. So how do I give them the skills at the climbing wall for them to succeed in geology, nursing, audiology? Those are the transferable skills that we're talking about. So path 1 is our programmatic approach. You're doing mock interviews, you're going to seminars, you're getting skills based on whatever you're going to. Pathway 2 is transferable skills that we're building into different jobs. And regardless whether it's intentional or not intentional, for my students it's very intentional. For Walmart employees, it's probably not that intentional. Regardless of if it's intentional or not, you're still getting these skills. You just have to understand how you're getting them. When we first did this assessment like 4 years ago, we found out that none of our students even knew about the transferable skills that they were getting. And if they didn't know about them, they couldn't talk about them in interviews for their geology profession, right? So these transferable skills were worthless to them. They were getting them, they just didn't know they were getting them. So that education portion is almost more critical than the skills themselves, because if you can't talk about the skills you have, it doesn't matter that you have them. And if you've made it this far in the video, you probably care about your personal and professional development. And I'm proud of you. It takes a lot of hard work to develop yourself. So watching videos, going to seminars, it's not necessarily fun, but it is beneficial. I have sat in so many lectures in undergrad and even a little bit in grad school, but I've sat in so many lectures and I sat there thinking, this will never pertain to me. I'm never going to use this information. And then 3 years down the road, I actually used that information. So it's not about knowing astronomy and knowing all of the stars in the sky, but what can you take from astronomy to go where you're going? The critical thinking of knowing where the stars in the sky are, learning, the process of learning. That's what we want you taking from one class to another, from one job to another. So my challenge to you, whether or not you have someone like me in your corner, is to figure out where you want to be 5, 10, 15 years down the road, and figure out how to get there. You're not just gonna stumble into it. You're gonna have to make intentional decisions every single day to lead you to where you want to be. So if you need experience communicating to large groups of people, figure out how you can get that experience. And if you have someone like me in your corner talk to them because they more than likely have so many different opportunities that you don't even know about. All you have to do is ask. Well, that about wraps up my hot take on student development and what I'm doing with my job going forward. If you enjoy personal, professional, or financial development, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button down there. I'm putting out 2 to 3 videos every single week geared towards giving you the tools to succeed in and after college. I'm proud of you, I love you, and I'll see you next time.